This is Community Formation, a podcast made by and for the Twilight Imperium community. Happy St. Patty's Day, Frox. Happy
St. Patty's Day, my dude.
St. Patty's, dude. How was it, my bro?
Well, for those of you who are gonna stick around and watch the interview with Fingolfin, you'll know how it was for me because I was not feeling myself during that bad boy. I apologize in advance for my lowered energy. I know I'm usually pretty high energy, so what I was bringing to the table,
bro, you were like falling asleep in the chair, dude. It was pretty
it was
hilarious,
bad.
Actually.
I mean, it was just 2 straight days. Like I sat from noon to, I was drinking from noon to 2 a.m. on Friday. Wow. Well, from like 6 p.m. to like 2 in the morning was watching the girl I'm seeing playing Disco Elysium, so that was nice.
Okay, that's fine.
But
that's fine. Yeah.
Well, yeah, for sure. She's being a total himbo in the game, by the way. That was her goal.
Love it.
Totally different game than when I played. Actually insane.
Oh, for sure.
Actually insane. Love that game. Check it out. But how about you, man? How was your St. Patty's Day experience?
Oh man, it was good. Well, I was gonna say really quick, the biggest lie that you've told recently is that you weren't hungover. I was like, how hungover is Frox right now? And you're like, not at all. And
no. That was on Saturday. Saturday I was not hungover.
Oh.
Saturday I was not.
Okay. But then
we did the interview on Sunday.
Yeah.
Saturday we went out to a cigar bar and hung around, and then we stayed up till 12:30 drinking.
There you
again,
go.
And it was over.
All right.
It was over.
You weren't lying to me then. Okay.
I would never. Unless we're playing TI and I'm like, I'm not going to win make you, because I'm going to.
That is also a lie. Which is something that we'll talk about later too, So but how was mine? I don't know. It was chill. I was working, so like I wasn't really getting a chance to party myself necessarily. But I was there in spirit with everyone around me that was having a good old time. Let me tell you, man, it was like a shit show, dude. And it wasn't just like a one-day shit show, but it's like it feels like it's extended throughout the whole week. It was more like a St. Patty's week or something. But yeah, I was just in the trenches, brother, is what I was doing.
Yeah. Man. I got a lot of respect for you, you bar folk, because y'all treated me real good. Except for the one bar that double charged me for drinks. I'm coming for you.
Wait, what? Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah, dude. I fucking got to work this morning. I'm like, okay, what was the damage? I'm going to finally look at the bank account.
Yeah.
And like at this one place, it was like 71.55, 61.55. And I'm like, hold on now. Hold on now. I did not do this. So I worked at the bank, everyone. I'm gonna be fine, but
But still,
you gotta
go after them.
Those motherfuckers.
Gotta go after them.
I am. I show up on their doorstep. If they don't have blood on their door, they know what's coming.
Totally.
Oh,
Well,
man. That was an Egyptian plague joke. Anyways,
there you go. But yeah, I did get to do like a little bit of partying. One of my coworkers, after the fact, he was just like, "You want to hang out?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." So then we sat and had some whiskey at like, I don't know, 4:30 in the morning or something like that.
God,
so
dude.
Got my
I remember one morning I was like waking up and you were going to bed, and I was like, "What the fuck, dude?"
Yeah. We've reached this strange place.
We text each other "love you" and "good night" every night.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
we just know what's going on.
For sure. So yeah, we've reached this funny place where we like actually kind of have opposite schedules now. So it's like part reason number one why we haven't had an episode in a while is like because of that, and then reason number two, we've been partying, baby. We've been
a lot of partying. Actually, you know what? There's been a lot of, to be honest, Brass. We've been going to the gym.
Yeah, that too.
We've been going to the gym. I mean, yeah, dude. No, it's been great. I'm down 20 pounds since December, and I've been fucking working my ass off. And Brass was showing me what he looked like this time last year, or maybe a little before. And
a lot of
guys,
progress.
let me tell you, he's progressed so fucking far.
Oh, thanks, man.
So,
than's, man.
I'm gonna say, man, it's motivation.
Just keep working at it. That's just the vibe, and it is time consuming. You going to the gym. Like, I honestly can't blame anyone for like not being able to fit it into their life. I could barely fit it into my life. You know what I mean?
Dude, it is 2 steps out my back door into my garage where mine's at, and it's still like way fucking time consuming. I can't imagine driving to it.
No, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. So let's transition into this episode though. Like what do we have today.
Yeah. First and foremost, we have the most important segment. I always got to talk about it first. Who our speaker is this week? We got Fawn, and for those of you who don't know who Fawn is, that's a running gag.
Hello, Fawn.
Fingolfin.
It's Fricks and Brassbird.
Fricks and Brassbird.
Hello, Fawn.
Fawn today. Oh my Lord, have mercy.
Oh my God.
We were info about the community game and honestly Fog of War in general because there's a Fog of War server now and
it's so hot right now. Are you kidding me?
We'll talk more about that. Oh my God,
Fog so hot right now.
Yeah. Oh man. Oof. Yeah. And it's hotter than Hansel, quite frankly. But outside of that, we got a little bit of a talk. We're gonna talk about a little bit of the goings on with the tournament, everything like that. And then we're going to talk a little about Brass's Team Brass's game, as well as who are aiming for the finals for that. Don't want to spoil or anything with that. Up next, we have everyone's favorite YouTube exclusive content, the Brassbird's Mega Meme Center.
Yeah, it's a good one this week.
Yeah. Oh God, they're all good, man. Let's be honest. It's kind of like that Twitter account that's like rate your dog, and they never give anything below a 10. I mean, let's be honest here. It's the same kind of thing.
So let's transition straight into Articles of War.
Yeah, man.
That's what's up.
Qualifiers wrapped up, Brass. You know what? And I survived them. I did. I have not been eliminated.
God. Shut up, dude.
Yeah. Unlike some people that are in the chat right now. Granted, have I played a game in the tournament? That's subjective. I played the fill out the form game a little better than other people.
Totally. So. No, I will say this: Ghost Squad, aka Tourney Losers Club, is the coolest channel, and all the people who do not belong there, like you, should not be in there because.
I mean, it's my server. I actually literally can't not be in there, unfortunately.
Okay. Well, in that case, you can stay.
No, I'm going to be there. I'm in real poor form right now, Brass. All of my games, I'm drawing terrible secrets. I'm not doing enough to try for my terrible secrets because I'm just I'll draw a better one and then I'll just keep drawing bad ones. And honestly, I'm playing with Kaluan a lot. And we all know.
Yeah, we all know how
that goes
for sure.
Yeah, for literally everyone. Totally. It's really nice to have made all these TI friends, but then you realize I play with Mantis, Kaluan.
You just end up playing with all these really good players.
Kyle.
Yeah,
and it's I'm learning. I don't even know if I learned anything because they just shit on me so hard in some games.
Ugh, rough.
Yeah. But my TI flame's also flickering a little, to be honest. But I think you just got to take a step back and the love will come.
Mm-hmm.
So the new fog stuff definitely helped.
Oh sure, it gives you a little fresh dose of something new. Exactly.
Oh yeah. And then if I have a good tournament game, it's going to feel nice too.
Absolutely. So what he's talking about is that we are transitioning to the prelims. The qualifiers have officially wrapped up as of it was last week or something like that.
Yeah. It was week and a half ago.
Yeah, for sure. I think it got to 75 games was the final number, and it was originally projected to be 83 games. So I don't know what happened. I think it was just simply they couldn't didn't have enough people to organize those last few games.
People blacklisted. They weren't responding anymore, and they're like, you know what? We're doing this.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter.
Exactly.
These games will get filled.
Yeah, I mean it's hard. When you have the signups happen literally last year, in the winter, and then
in the beginning of the month in December,
that was the signups, and then you don't get to play your game until this amount of time or that amount of time. It just takes so long, and a lot can change in that short amount of time.
I mean, look at our lives, honestly, since signups. Literally the two of us. How much has changed. Hell, I have a hernia now. I haven't even scheduled my prelim game yet because I'm I have to get a fucking hernia surgery because I'm in my 30s. It hurts to laugh, everyone.
Yeah,
literally hurts to laugh.
Don't make them laugh.
I'm so happy I'm friends with Jazz Hands. I know I can hang out with someone and not laugh. That's all I'm gonna say. Actually, Jazz is fucking hilarious. I can't even get I actually like the guy, but it's just the character of me hating him so good.
Yeah. No, it's a great inside joke. So we just got to keep rolling with that one for sure. Yeah. Wow. So he has not scheduled his prelims game, but I don't know, either myself or Frox. I think there is plans for streaming, I don't know, at least one.
If you're there's little rumblings, you'll be off on Sundays.
Oh man, yeah. Don't even get me like too hopeful about shit.
Yeah, but you're off on Sundays. We can make it work, dude.
Yeah, no,
I'll stay up late just for you, BB.
Oh man, we can make it work. Yeah, it's we'll see if my schedule is changing to a situation that is a little more favorable for doing that. Don't know if I'll be able to commit to a ton, but I would love to stream a game. It would be so great.
Yeah, we can get one prelim. I'd be so happy. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, and yeah,
I mean, the two of us together. By the way, that's more of what we're getting at. Yeah, it'd be real nice to.
For sure.
But yeah. Other than that, I mean, honestly, the big. I can't think of any of our friends who won this last go around off the top of my head. Sorry for.
We have to pull up the victory tapestry.
We could do that.
Yeah, I would love to. Actually, I would love to stream Port's game if that's possible. We'll just try and find where Port Media is doing
Let's see if he's signed up for one yet.
For sure.
I would absolutely love to stream Port's game because I mean that was the game I commentated on and you were in. So,
no, exactly. It just seems like a natural fit. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it all rolls out. I mean, it's just gonna be banging. As far as like what is gonna go on in the prelims, what I'm expecting is just like high octane incredible play because the qualifiers were of a higher caliber than I've ever seen before. It's like some of the most contentious, most wild TI that I've seen. Yeah, and it has.
And I'm noticing
year after year.
Fewer, like in all the games I watched, there were fewer people in contention at the end of the game because people were like learning how to get points. Yeah. Like it's just like on the good. I don't know. There's just more players who are ahead of the field. I guess a lot of what I'm watching is like okay, realistically, it's two people who are going to win this.
Totally,
but that's terrifying actually because like they're not making mistakes.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Totally. Yeah. So that's what I'm expecting to see
too.
Oh yeah, less boat floaty. That's it. That's been interesting too. Is like the real shakeup in the meta, and to see like specifically having like aggressive players to be able to have their day in the sun, more or less, where it's like they're pulling off these maneuvers. And it's like actually giving them a win in some kind of sense at the end of the game.
Business time has been more of what I've noticed. Aggression's definitely happening. We had more eliminations this year than last year by a fair margin, if memory serves. We'll have to have Stats Homie on again. We just did not have time this time around.
Totally.
Like there's been some. I've heard about more eliminations, and I definitely noticed more business time. Everything was transactional. It wasn't just helping with points. It was not just are we point swapping. Like my point's harder to get, so I'm paying you.
For sure.
You know what I meant.
And that's business time. 100%.
That is business time.
Wow.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. But other than that, I'm very excited for the prelims. I'm excited for my game, but I'm mostly excited at the prospect of hanging out with my boy Brass and streaming a game if we can pull it off. So keep in touch for that. And got anything else you want to add about our sweet SCPT tournament update?
Not necessarily. Just that I totally approve and enjoy the quality of content that was coming out of the qualifiers. I know it's only going to get better. And here's to keeping it going. Yeah.
Cheers.
Tournament times. Cool.
Oh, yeah.
So I think we can transition on over to our next segment. What is this one? Unconventional.
Yeah, we got some unconventional measures coming at you.
That's what's up.
Well, you get the spotlight here, my man, because I had plans this day. Couldn't watch the dang game.
Frox was
my life is a fucking cesspool right now. It's actually miserable. I'm remodeling my own home pretty much solo.
There you go.
And working and seeing someone new and working out. So sorry if I haven't been around much, but hey, reach out to me. I'm really good at getting back with people. If you want to talk seriously about anything. I'll talk to you about communism. I'm real into it.
No, get into his DMs. That's what I'm saying. Get into,
seriously, please do. I love it.
Yeah, so I think Frox was taking a mustache ride when we were playing this game. Is that right? Yeah, I was taking a mustache ride while you were playing the game. I was on my 2-hour mustache ride. Oh, man. Yeah, DM me for pics, guys. I was in the St. Patrick's Parade
And my friend is the president of the Derby City Whisker Club, which is the beard mustache competition team here in town. World champs, by the way, for the mustache portion.
Yeah.
Patrick Fett. But anyways, we were on a trailer that was literally just giant green mustaches.
Yeah.
We were passing Jello shots out to people. We were giving raw cabbage to people, and they were eating it. It was real fucking weird.
Yeah.
It was a good time, though.
Real weird. That's wild. That's wild.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I seem to remember something about that.
Yeah. Mustache. You can't just say that.
I could say anything I want. This is my show, dude. But
I wasn't even supposed to be there. I was just left work, and he was like, "Want to come take a mustache ride?" I'm like, "That's a little forward."
Yeah.
But sure, I'll be there. I said yes.
That's a riot, dude.
Before I even knew what it was.
Sure.
Anyways,
for sure.
yeah. But tell me about the game, man.
Oh man, it was chill. So yeah, if anyone is uninformed out there, we've got this like semi-regular thing where we just do Franken drafts on our server, and then when you finish the draft, even though the draft is like the most fun part about the whole experience, honestly, after you do the draft, then you got to play this game. So we had done a couple already. I want
to say one thing.
Oh sure.
I feel like we're also working on the drafting method.
Oh,
trying
exactly.
to perfect like a.
Yeah,
like a rule set for not just Roto Franken, for a new type of Franken that's like quite frankly very fun.
Yeah, no, totally.
And like we're trying to balance it a little. I mean, you're never going to make Franken balanced, but
no, for sure.
Just like getting into the philosophy of it all.
We're just
anyway, didn't mean to interrupt you. I did just want to mention that.
We're fine. We started out with the idea of just like, okay, you do a Roto draft, so like every component is able to be drafted, and then we've just done it a couple of different ways like already, and we're already having ideas of like, okay, how can we do it even more different, and just like trying to craft something that feels like uniquely ours and interesting to us. And
and the people that find it, that talk about it the most, are some of like the best players that you all are aware of. Like Mantis will chime in all about it a lot, so will Kaluen, Brian. So it's like these are Connors.
Yeah,
Connors is really big
Elspeth,
talking about it.
Super into
Elspeth,
Franken.
Phil.
Super.
Yes, exactly. So it's like these people who are talking about it. It's like we're hoping we can release like a rule set, not maybe not a rule set, but like a kind of a guidelines for like the best way to do this and how to end up with like very fun and at least somewhat balanced between each other factions.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, there's a lot of discussion left of like what that is going to look like, but I'm really excited to keep this tradition going and also bring in some new faces, like people that just want to get in on the fun. That's going to be chill. So with this last round of games, we just did this fun, like I riffed on it with like a Twilight kind of joke where it's like Team Edward and Team Jacob, but it's like Team Brass and Team Frock. So it's like the two of us were like kind of like team captains, and like we got different people in our different games, and then did our ran parallel drafts essentially, where it's like we each had our own like total set of all the components, and then there was the idea of like, okay, well, you're gonna have the winner of each of these games, and then how can we like get another
full game.
Yeah, another two people from each game with the winner to then advance to some sort of finals game. So it's going to be really interesting because I'm like pretty serious about like just keeping like the duplicate components, like if it gets to that. So like you won the game, and like I'll spoil it right now, Phil won the Team Brass game, and then you both have fabrication. So you're both going to be in the game and both have both fabricate. Yeah, no, totally. So like, I'm pretty serious about keeping it like that because it's really about like having made your separate builds and then bringing these builds together to clash with each other.
Oh yeah, it's like every game is going to be like a whole new game. Yeah, like, it ain't going to be. That's what's cool about Franken though. Like you never know what's going on in the other fucking box.
Yeah, and it's like it's just so uniquely its own monstrous thing, so
and like for my game, like I won, and I literally had no planets besides my home, two sustained Hell Titans. That was it.
That
was every piece of plastic I had left on the board, and everyone was like, like yours and JJ's were probably the most fair factions at the table. Everyone else's were fucking insanely strong,
super busted for sure.
I just had the 0 token.
Makes the difference. Makes the difference.
No,
so
but yeah, then Brass, you want to talk about your game?
Oh yeah. So specifically how it went down. I mean, I just got to say, in general, it was just like very intense. Very as far as like how much activity was happening and how much like economy juiced up shit was going on. So it's like people had tons of money, were taking all these actions, just like essentially like the first round felt like it was like all of the setup potential and everything for a regular like 2.5 rounds.
Yeah. Like, oh no, dude! Like our game was only 4 rounds long, and it was 9.5 hours long. So.
Yeah, totally. So it's like the first round was just like jam packed with just like, now we got all this stuff set up already, and we're so juiced up already. And then in the second round, we were already like having like Winslay conversations and like doing like all these gnarly moves and shit. I think like in round 2, like I extorted Elspeth's home system or whatever. And I didn't even like, well, I mean, the funny thing is that I didn't even like mean for it to turn into an extortion. Like I was just going to do it. Like I was like, no, that's like really where I started. It was like,
well, no, she was like on the 0 token and was able to take MR first action. Like, it makes sense.
And got Imperial, and so she like literally just got double guac like right off the bat, like without even like really trying. And then I turned to her and I'm like, okay, so you have double guac, like I can just use Mendoza to get into your home system, and I really feel like I just need to do it. And then she convinced me, like, you know, the objectives are not very good, blah, blah, blah. Look at my position, like, blah, blah, blah. So it essentially turned into this thing where I just, like, said, I need your support then, you know. And I extorted the one-way support, and I didn't even, like, really mean to, like, do that necessarily, you know. Like, it just happened.
But weren't you co-mementating with Brian? That's a Brian move right there.
I forgot.
That's a Brian move.
I forgot to say the
literally
funniest,
classic Brian.
The funniest possible part of this whole thing, and I made this great meme about it, where it's like I'm the dude from Ratatouille, and Ryan is the rat in my hair, and he's like pulling on my hair, and like my arms are up like this and everything. So that's what happened. Like I was just gonna stream this solo, like you did, where it's like you record it and you stream it. I was just gonna do that, and then Brian essentially was like, I got nothing going on. Like, do you want a co-mementator? And I just said, man, I guess, like, yeah. And you'll hear on the video, like, I am not prepared to have Brian with me. It's like, I'm like messing with audio settings, like when I'm supposed to be doing my first couple of actions, and I forget that I have Sarween tools and Latani, and like, I don't use Sarween tools to produce anything. Like, you know, like I'm just like goofing up left and right. But and then Brian is like drinking just straight vodka. So like
oh my god, it's vodka.
So there are times where Brian is like talking in my ears and no one else can hear him, and I talk back to him, but like I don't mute myself. So from like other people's perspective, it's like is he just talking to himself? Like what's going on?
Oh my
like
god. That's so funny,
dude. It was literally so funny, dude. It was literally...
No, that sounds like a really good time. I'm sad. I would say I'm sad I missed it, but mustache rides.
Yeah, no, totally. So as far as what was going on with other players, I mean, we eliminated Prepara.
What? Did he deserve it, or
no, it was just like he had like a shitty round of like secret draws. So he couldn't, because he had this whole thing where he's got the Van Hag and he's got Devour. It's kind of like the same build that he was doing the last time. And then he has got Navark Fang, so he can just have a free Van Hag that devours like everything, like anytime he wants. But he needs to be able to score a secret to have that cost 0 resources to be able to like get this whole like engine online. So he just had like impossible secret draws, wasn't able to get his whole thing going. And then it was this situation where Kalun was already like coming into a slice from the other direction. And then Prepara, just like even before Kalun asked me to help eliminate him, Prepara asked me via whisper, like, will you just eliminate me? Like I this isn't going to get working for me. And also I got my Metroid game in the mail and I want to go play Metroid, you know. And,
God, I love Prepara.
Oh, no, totally. He was just so straightforward about it. And then Kaluan whispered me later and he's like, do you want to eliminate Prepara with me? And I was like, dude, he literally asked me to. So let's do it. So we just swooped in, like we split up Prepara's slice and then I don't know, it's just like I was pretty happy with my build. I was just like having a pretty moderate tempo, you know, compared to everyone else that was just going like lightning speed with everything. You know, the one-way support definitely helped to prop me up. Kaluan's whole thing was just like monstrous, where he was just like going to floating factories, fighter swarms, just like a bunch of random stuff, but the synergy was like obviously very powerful. And Zayu, like he was kind of doing like that thing that you did a while ago where it's just like Zayu abuse and just like doing Zayu. Just doing Zayu all the time. But then with floating factories, you know, so like
I had Platanis when I had it.
Totally. It's like it's a great combo.
So right there with you.
It's a great combo. Old Wolf, I was just making tons of money with Old Wolf was the idea. Is like I was like his dark pact buddy, so I was just like helping to enable him, and then he like popped off with like Arborec Hero with tons of stuff that hit the board.
Did you see Mantis's Arborec Hero build? He spent
the 69.
He built 180. No.
You're talking about
he built 180 infantry and 180 fighters because he had mirror computing and salvage ops.
Okay, so I didn't see that one. No.
That was ridiculous.
Amazing. Wow. Incredible. You love to see it. I'm trying to remember what else is going on in the game. Elspeth got her double guac situation. So Phil ended up winning the game. I'll say this, off of Become a Martyr, of course.
Classic.
Of course,
classic
the classic. And I was the one who martyred him. You know what I mean? Like, because at one point,
Roman bitch.
No, totally. Because there was this whole situation where it's like I had the asteroid fields in my slice, and then there's an asteroid field over here, and I've got chaos mapping and Latani, and that was like a really cool combo. And 3 empties came up, and I had already had the 2 locked up, and then I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to take my flagship and Latani over to the other asteroid field. And it was just like a nice central location. Like, I've got this objective, like totally locked down. Absolutely no one can do anything about it. And then Phil just like already got his stuff all set up, and then he's on 9. And then people are hemming and hawing about like, okay, well, what are we going to do? We need to take Phil out. I guess we just need to take his home system. And then no one was like doing it because everyone was also like, but he might have become a martyr, you know?
Yeah.
And I was just like, well, I don't see like what else I'm supposed to do. You know what I mean? Like I can't really set up
you're damned if you do, damned if you don't.
No, exactly. And that's what's so rough about that situation. It really is. It's like,
well, did he have a scoreable stage 1 to get to 10?
Yeah, pretty sure. I think it was something. Yeah, something like lead from the front, and you know, you got like 3 in strat or whatever, like kind of like.
Yeah, so you're like, what do you? Then you have to. Like,
exactly.
Unless you lucky, and Phil would plan for the insubordination play. So
sure, yeah, totally. Yeah. So it just came down to that situation, and I was like, well, I've got range. I'm in this asteroid field, and I'm just gonna come dunk on it. And then he's like, I win the game. So there you go. There you go.
Yep.
But yeah,
sounds like a really good time. Besides Picard getting eliminated, I feel bad for him.
Oh yeah, no, I mean like,
I know he didn't care, but
he was playing Metroid. He was having a good time.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, mustache rides and Metroid. I mean,
totally.
What more do you need?
Totally. Well, and also it's Prabhara got to advance, so he's going to have his second shot at like getting this whole thing going on with the same build. So hopefully, you know, we're going to wish for some better secret draws for Homeboy, and it's going to work out.
I don't. I'm in the game.
I'm going to be rooting for better secret draws for Homeboy then. So, so essentially, if memory serves, so how it works with the advancement is like, okay, you win the game, then obviously you advance. So that is Phil and Frox. And then the other one was like, okay, well, the people at this table are going to vote on which other person. And obviously you can't vote for yourself, and you can't vote for the person who won. Oh, you can? Really? Is that how you guys did it?
Yeah. Brian voted for Brian.
Well, we didn't do that. Okay, so we did it differently. Okay, but then we voted like who is the second person who's going to advance, and then it was like, okay, now the people at this table are going to vote for whomever else in the other team. So through that whole process, through voting for one team or the other, then we got.
Well, then the winners got to pick someone from the other game.
Oh, is that? Oh, that's how it was.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I mixed that up. So
you're fine.
The total roster is Phil Sage, Frox, Jadeem Jedi, Kaluan, Prepara, and Mantis.
Yep.
That's going to be it.
Quite the all-star lineup, actually.
Quite the all-star lineup. Quite the group. As far as when that game is going to be, I don't know. It's April. You guys are shooting for April something?
Mid-April. I mean, my hernia surgery and impending in prelims are kind of, maybe. It's like, I'm thinking April, end of April, early May.
Tight.
Would be my kind of thought process. Only thing in May I have is the Derby, which, no one gives a shit at that outside the state of Kentucky. So, yeah.
Fair. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, you should. Well, you should come here and party for it, though. I live a mile from the track.
That sounds kind of fun, actually. Ooh, yeah,
dude.
That sounds.
Yeah, dude.
Fun.
I mean, it's actually a $200 round trip ticket to Portland.
Hey, there you go. All right, that's super chill.
Just saying,
dude.
Get free. Come on.
Yo, that's super chill, man.
It was like $220.
Wow.
Round trip.
All right. Well, I will think it on over. Is what I'll do. I'll think it on over.
Yeah, I think we got anything else going on with Team Brass? Or do you think we should rock on to our next little...
I just want to say that the game's up on the YouTube, and it's like pretty short. As far as the TI game goes, it's like 6 hours, and it's absolute blast because I'm bullshitting with Brian the whole time. Obviously,
oh man, that sounds really fun. See, my game was me not talking for the end of for like 2.5 hours because they were trying to win slay me.
Yeah,
because I was the only one who could win at the end of round 4. So
yeah. Totally.
Which, I love winning games of TI, but I hate playing for my head for that exact reason because it's like, well,
yeah,
just gonna sit here and you can't say anything.
Exactly. Exactly. You just got to let them have their space to figure out how to kick your ass.
Yep. Yeah.
Pretty funny.
Well, in one of my games recently, I was just like, "Here's how you fucking beat me. Just do this. I'm tired. I want to go home."
Eliminate me so I can play Metroid.
Yeah. No, it was literally like that. It was like, come on, guys. It wasn't even a secret. It was like, here's how you get to my house. Come to my home this way.
Wow.
You're missing this.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Well, I think it's time to go to our next segment. This is the one that we call Brassbird's Mega Meme Center. It's Frox's favorite.
My favorite? Just me? I'm the only one. No one else.
This is the only reason why Frox sticks around with the show. Is so,
well, that and your beautiful face.
Oh, that's so sweet. All right. Great offering this week, and we're just going to jump right into it. We got meme number 1 from the obligatory memes channel. This one, it's from our boy Portmandia, and I had to throw this one on because it's like a very sly, not so sly jab, directly at me. It's completely a jab, and it's funny as hell, man, because because we had this game, and I'm trying to remember what number it is. The number is it's 271, I think. Yeah, I think that's it. Because I organized I want to do a TIGL game through async, so this is going to be some competitive stuff, and I think it was another one of those where I was able to first pick SAR, and I was like, okay, if this is going to be a competitive game, then it's going to be a competitive game, and Portmandia chose Jolnar, and we ended up being neighbors, and we have just been trading blows all game long.
People may think that favors SAR, but if Jolnar is prepping for it, they absolutely blow back on him.
Oh, totally. And then this is a game where there's just been so many PDS throughout the whole game, and then he swapped with Argent for the unholy commander swap.
You're on the losing end of this by the sounds of it.
No, totally. So we've just been smacking the shit out of each other all game, and then I don't even know what's going on with this other game with Belly, but it's the template's so good. It's
that's so good. No, it's so good. So good, absolutely.
I'm tempted to get the spectator role back and then try and like go check it out and be like,
no, dude, we've made a lot of great progress on our
game,
lives. If we go back to degenning watching other people's TI async games, like I don't know where we're gonna be in 6 months.
Oh my god, for sure. That's a fair enough point. But yeah, no, this one is Chef's Kiss. Very good. Good content from the Obligatory Memes channel.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna go right on to meme number 2, also from the Obligatory Memes channel. Who's the memer on this one? I wrote it down.
Oh yeah, I got it here.
I can't get over to the other screen.
ASG Thor.
ASG Thor. That's it for sure. This one, simple, effective. Love the Eric Andre template.
Oh yeah,
every time. Every single time.
Let me
in! And this poor Necro. I mean, like, it's funny. Necro's a funny faction like that because once they really get going, you are never gonna feel sad for them or whatever. Like, you can't really feel sympathy for this like absolute I'm noticing fucked up situation. Like,
by the way, yeah, thanks. It's good. Both games I played Necro with you, just
well, right. But you didn't let me finish my sentence my thought and say that there are times just like this where you actually feel sympathy and like feel sad for them. Like, man, everyone's, especially if it's like a boat floaty table, right? Like everyone pretty much are just like, we're all getting a free point. It's no big deal. Like, we're not even going to be contentious about it. And then the Necro is just like, okay, well, I guess I just can't get a free point with everyone. Must be fucking
less
nice.
extras in the game.
Oh, there we go. Now that
that's the one rider I'm always cool with. Is like a Necro rider on this one. I'm like, yeah, no, you got it, buddy.
Yeah. No, that gives me memories of Community Game 1. That was.
I never played that one.
You never done that one. Yeah. I was on Team Extra, and then we gave Necro the Alliance, and then I made this meme that was like one of my very early ones where it was Necro with like an I voted sticker. Like,
okay, that's good. That's really good.
That's good.
Oh man.
All right. Gonna move right along to meme number 3 from
my favorite meme.
Oh no, this one is so good. This one's so good. I mean, this one is the relevant one for this episode because we're talking very much about the recent community game, and this one is from Fingolfin, who is an accomplished memer in addition to being the game master. And you always know it's Fingolfin because they do the colored text, so you don't have to have the label of what team it is. It's just from the color. It's like subtly in there.
A brilliant play by a brilliant man. That's all I'm going to say.
Totally. So yellow team, my team, you promised it to me first. Orange team, they promised it to me to help with their plan to take their home system back. Blue. Which, hold on, who made the song? Was it BLT or who is it?
HK, no, it's the Connect 4 guy.
HMK, yeah, that's right. HMK Rhythm.
HMK Rhythm.
Yeah. I can't even remember if BLT was on the blue team.
BLT was green.
He was green. That's right.
I know what team he was on.
Oh no, I'm getting all mixed up. But HMK Rhythm literally recorded and dropped a song.
Yeah, literally did.
It was like Purple's, the name of the song is Purple's Support Belongs with Blue.
Yeah.
And
and
then Red is Necro, just like, you guys want points? Like, what? We're just over here taking home systems. Who needs points? Who needs those? So this is like pretty good summation of like the whole drama with everything. And honestly, your team's support for the throne was like, I don't know, one of the biggest plot points of the entire game.
Oh, it definitely was. Absolutely. And, it went through many arcs. There was definitely a trilogy of how we felt about it, but we go into that with Finn. So,
yeah. So we'll
no
get
need
into
to, no
it.
need to reopen your wounds there, buddy.
No, totally.
That's all I'm gonna say. I think this is for you. This isn't just for you to stop annoying me. I think it'd be good for you to lay off. You'll feel a little better. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'll gripe about it some other time. Yeah.
Please do.
Yeah. No.
Right
totally.
before I tell you I love you and good night. Anyways.
Yeah. All right, we moving right along to meme number 4. I think these next ones are from Meme City, the new Fingfangled Meme City. This is a masterpiece from Ged's Dead, the accomplished memer, and now, dipping his toes into all sorts of stuff. He's a game master for one of the Fog games that I'm playing, and that's been fun to hang out with Ged's on that level. Yeah, so this one, I don't know. It's a shame. I don't remember seeing like the Simpsons episode, so I don't know like the original context. But I mean, it's like essentially like Italian crime guy, like that Bart's talking to, right? Like whatever that character is, selling, then taking back terraformed planets. Would that be a crime, Bart?
Oh my god!
Yeah. What's great about Ged's,
that one's really good.
Yeah. What's great about Ged's stuff is just like the level of craftsmanship on top of the idea itself.
Oh yeah, no, Ged's the complete package. Quite frankly,
yeah, no, totally.
It's good to look at, and it hurts my hernia. Yeah. So
get wrecked, son. Get wrecked.
Literally.
Yeah.
Literally.
Totally.
Anyways.
Yeah. So this one's lovely. Just got to say, this one's lovely.
No, I agree.
Yeah. And
absolute agreement.
Yep. And then going over to meme number 5. This one's from Old Man GI, one of our old school homies, Old Man GI. And the Hootenanny, we're talking about the SCPT Hootenanny taking place in Portland, Oregon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great template.
Yeah, that one, wow.
Yeah. Great template. A lot of feels. Yeah. What I will say is that you can live vicariously through all of us nerds that we're going to be probably posting some fun pics and everything, but
it sucks I had a cancel coming, and I'm very excited. I am dropping Quantum Octopus off at the airport.
There we go.
So I know he'll be up there, buddy.
Oh wait, that's so tight. Oh, when you said that earlier, I didn't realize that that's what that meant. But Quantum is going to be there. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I'm dropping Quantum off at the airport. He's going in. I told him about the flight and everything because like, you want to come with? And he's like, I don't know, man. And then finally, I was like, oh yeah, I'm going. You going? I'm like,
Frox has got a lot going on, but you can live vicariously through us. We're going to be posting all sorts of pics. I, for one, am really looking forward to the comedy show. I'm looking forward to seeing Matt rap or something. I mean, that's what he did the last time.
Maybe he'll rap a gift for you. How about that? How about that? That's all I'm going to say there.
Yo, whatever he does, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be chill. But yeah, no, it's just gonna be good vibes. I'm trying to sit on a log with EJ, and we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Yeah.
No, it sounds like a good time, man.
For
and
real.
This meme made me jealous.
Oh,
it perfectly encapsulates the feel, but it's a good thing.
Man. For real. We're gonna move right along to a bonus meme. Bonus. You know you love it when you have a bonus meme. This one is from Anonymous because it's from the Anonymemes channel. And I'm not going to tell you anything else. The first rule of Fight Club is you don't talk about Fight Club.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. No, there's a whole book about it.
Yeah.
Oh, movie. Sorry.
But I will say that the top part of the meme with the the average fan, average enjoyer, whatever template. So that was its own separate meme, and then anonymously expanded upon the meme with the bottom. And I mean, just too real.
Yep. Literally.
Playing Fog.
Well, I mean, look how my team did in Fog of War. That's all I have to say. All I got to say.
Fog of War is a different beast, and it's okay to feel a little dumb. It's okay. It's okay.
That's probably should be our show's tagline. It's okay to feel a little dumb.
Yeah. I'm all right with that, honestly. I'm all right with that.
Kind of fits our vibe. But,
yeah,
man. I think you got time for the highlight of the show.
Yes, that has been a wonderful Brassbird's Mega Meme Center. What were you saying, Frox?
I think it's time for the highlight of the show.
Yeah,
coming up. Our boy Fingolfin. I'm excited. Hope y'all enjoy the talk too. Like I said, apologies for my immense hangover.
Oh, you're all good. You're all good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yes, we're going to hang with Fingolfin, and I hope you enjoy. All right, folks, we are here. Welcome, welcome. This is the segment that we like to call Who's the Speaker Again? This time, we got Fingolfin. Fingolfin is first of all, I want to say an excellent memer. A wonderful and excellent
honor coming from you.
Oh gosh, you're too sweet.
He would bring that shit up first. Too, by the way. Like the highest honor.
Yeah, get a lot of enjoyment out of your memes, for sure. But Fingolfin is a mainstay of the Community Plays TI server. That's right, it's a back-to-back kind of situation. Finn, along with Wecker, they're just like some of the people that really run the show and really keep it going, and have traded off responsibilities. And this time, for Game 7, it was Fingolfin's turn, and we did it. We did it. The first Fog of War experience on Community Plays TI, and boy, was it a wild ride. So we're gonna get into talking about that for sure. But first, let's talk about you, Finn. What's up, yo? Welcome. How are you?
Doing great. Just recovered from the flu.
Oh my god.
That was a few rough days there, especially since it was like as community game was wrapping up. So like people were like trying to get the timing windows right, and I was like, I don't know, just whatever. It's fine.
Just fuck it. Fuck it. It's good. You're good.
But yeah, doing pretty well. A little more free time now that community game has wrapped up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that seems pretty.
Having to monitor 6 different team channels, but
well, there wasn't much to monitor in. Well, there's only 5 different team channels at a point. Not gonna, just saying.
Well, you're sort of 4.5 for a long.
Well, listen.
I would check into purple from time to time and be like, "Oh, yep, no activity."
See what Taskmaster episode we were talking about?
Oh, that's funny as hell.
Have they decided on who to win make yet? No.
We'll get into that in a minute, Finn. Why don't you tell us a little about yourself? You're clearly from the States. You're from the Northeast, right?
Yeah, New Jersey. I just graduated college like last May.
Attaboy.
Oh, congrats, man. That's awesome.
Job now. I'm an environmental engineer for the government.
Wow.
Oh man.
I guess it's not what I imagined when I was going to college, but first job, maybe I'll migrate somewhere else. Right now I'm sort of a paper pusher, so I approve permits.
Oh man, that's gosh, that really fulfilling.
Very stimulating work. I guess someone's got to do it.
Yeah, you're literally dotting I's and crossing T's. I get it, man.
Then they want you to go after people for like the smallest details, and I'm like, I know this doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. But it's the requirements, so let's just get this over with.
For sure.
Oh man,
for sure. Yeah,
I mean, you got to start somewhere though, and getting your foot in the door with the government's pretty great, actually.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, it's leaves a lot of time for community plays to That's what it does.
Yeah, totally. And I imagine that it could turn into all sorts of benefits, or you already get some kind of benefits and everything. I would really like some of those benefits. What are those?
Well, you see, the benefits is when you tear a hernia into your stomach, you get off work for it, and the insurance. You pay money for the insurance that you then pay money for the insurance more. It's great.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
love benefits. They're
it's
great.
a great
Yeah.
system. We love it.
Yeah, it's
We
great.
love it.
It's very fulfilling. Much like production in TI, not broken at all.
Not
Doesn't need any changes.
No
Not even.
problems here.
Anyways,
Wow.
that was specifically for Teaspoon.
Of course.
So moving on.
Of course.
Well, Finn,
Yeah.
what kind of like got you into TI in the first place? Like, is TI4 POK your first thing, or did you play base game, or?
Played base game on Twilight Wars for like a long time.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So I've been async for well before the async.
I was async before async was cool, actually. Like,
Man,
yeah. Like
he's typing this on his typewriter, by the way, just so you all know.
Yeah, so I played like maybe 50 to 100 games on Twilight Wars, which it's not as competitive as the async server. Let's just put it as that.
oh sure, yeah.
There's not a lot of coordination between the players since they're all sort of struggling with the system itself. So I don't know.
I've heard it's clunky. Yeah.
Yeah, it taught me the basics, and then I happily moved on to the async bot, despite its difficulties as well.
Yeah. No.
Before that, I had played like maybe 2 or 3 in-person games, but they're hard to schedule, and I would try to get a 6-player game going, and then it would drop to 5, and then drop to 4, and then it's like, okay, well, I guess we're playing something today.
Yeah. 4 players its own monster, to be completely honest. I enjoy 4-player. It's just
It's it's a different game.
Experience. Like a power gamer sort of.
Yeah, definitely. You can follow tech every round no matter what.
Can grow.
Well, Brass is finding that out in one of our games.
Wait, which one now?
Where is this what you're eating into
Oh
Phil?
yeah, that one.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna absolutely destroy Phil. I am absolutely going to destroy him. I can say that like fairly confidently.
I mean, if it doesn't happen, I'll be very surprised, to be completely honest.
For sure. I mean, like, also, like, I want to give Phil some credit too. He's a very clever player, and that has been evidenced by him winning a lot of games lately, including the community game. I was like, you motherfucker.
He was a great captain.
Oh yeah, no, 100%.
He's great for morale of the team.
100.
Frankly, it's not just his ability to think; it's like everything he does. Is like fucking hilarious.
Yeah, and like the best attitude, and like also like a good memer, and just like jokester in general, and like. Yeah, no, I can't speak highly enough about Phil, but also it's like because he's won so many games lately, I feel extra justified in absolutely devouring him in whole. Like
yeah.
What faction is he? If you're eating him as Arborec?
Oh, he's Kellerus.
Yeah.
I know those people are sort of weak early on.
Yeah.
Totally.
2 cruisers doesn't get you much.
Yeah, and then also he like went heavy yellow tech, and it's not like I have like great movement or anything either, but like I was able to convince Kaluan. I did this deal with him where it's like, okay, let me have first round warfare. We're gonna figure this out. And then here was the funny dynamic is that Phil, in the interest of like figuring out our dynamic in our relationship, he was like, well, let me sell you the speaker token, and then you can take custodians top of round 2. And then Frox, who's playing Mahawk, took custodians round 1. And I was like, okay, well, if I can't
with
go
cruiser 2?
Yeah.
Yep. Mahawk. Yep.
Yeah, he snuck in like that, and then I didn't really tell this to Phil, but I was like, okay, well, if I can't have custodians, then I'm just going to have Phil's slice.
And then he's like trying to convince me to like pass this law to like get War Sons like easy to research. I'm like, dude, I can't. I don't have 3 slices. How the fuck am I going to research before the War Sun?
That was a misstep in general because I was misreading the law. That's
Listen,
that's like
I don't know if you knew this, but if you read the cards,
yeah,
they tell you what they do. And I'm bad at that. This is me admitting to a personal flaw. Yeah.
Wow.
The amount of times I misread a card in Twilight Imperium is like, it's too many to count.
No, for sure.
It's easy to do.
Oh, Finn, you catch me all the time. Like in one of our games, like a prior community game, you caught Brass and I because we were like, oh yeah, we need our sixth planet can be someone else's home system.
Oh yeah.
For 6 non-home planets, and you're like, I hate to break it to you all, but
yeah,
you see that little non-home portion of this objective.
Well, if I only catch other people is because I've been reading and seeing other people catch other people. So I'm gradually learning, but I started with nothing.
Are you actually like the human personification of GPT? Is that you? Are you the Chat GPT or whatever?
You know, it did say something I would like, something similar to what I would say on Windmaking the other day. Like, that was a pretty. I could have said that word for word, probably.
Wow.
Nah, man, for sure. Well, give us a summary of it for the people listening that may not have checked that, if you don't mind.
It was really interesting, actually.
Let's see.
Like, just give me the one paragraph, because this is a pretty lengthy read, by the way, guys. It's up in the
pretty lengthy.
But the community community channel.
Yeah, the meme channel.
It was that like Windmaking is okay sometimes, depending on if it fits your goals and if it's somewhat justified in terms of other people piling on top of you or you being really good friends with a person.
Yeah.
But in general, players should not subvert the game by not acting in their own best interest. Like, it does sort of undermine the game, sort of, if you aren't acting as a rational actor.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as a sort of social contract when you enter a game that you're all going to try to win and that everyone is operating under this
assumption.
Yeah.
No, that makes a lot of sense.
Wow.
I don't know. I like it, and next game I will encourage people to... Next game, maybe I'll say that you can't give away support as the 10th point. I don't know. Like, we've had, what, 3 games end that way?
Oh, have we? I wasn't keeping track to that level necessarily.
At least 2 games that I can think of.
It's happened before.
I rolled a dice in one of them.
Yeah, no, totally.
Yeah, it's 3 out of 7 games, so we're approaching 50% win make territory here.
Well, I mean, you can think about it though. Like, if you use like the support as a 10th point, well, what about the support as a 6th point? Isn't that the same as giving them their 10th point though?
I know.
Conceptually,
that is a valid argument.
Word.
Sometimes you got to draw a line in the sand somewhere. Like,
I mean, the counter argument to that too is it's like we were holding on to it to end the game to someone who wasn't green, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, we didn't promise it to someone beforehand. There was no bargaining there. It was just so.
Excuse me. You didn't promise.
That was the French we. That was the French we. The French we. It means yes. The band yes. If they had asked for our support for the throne, we would have given it to them. Yeah, it was a roundabout way to. Man, that was a good pun. Anyway.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, we're gonna get into it. First of all, just like a little bit of context. This was kind of fun the way it rolled out. As we hear the stories about what happened, keep in mind, Frox is on Team Purple, who was the Jolnar, and I was on Team Yellow, who was the Ghosts of Creus, which, by the way, I'll tell you right now, our boy Holy Teaspoon was the one that really talked us into playing Ghosts in Fog of War, because he's been doing a lot of Fog games, and he sold it just like, it's so cool. You will love what it's like to be the ghosts in the fog, because you're seeing through all the wormholes and shit. Like, you can see someone that's in a beta when you're in an alpha, and there's like and you can drop IFF like all over the place. You know, it's like, it turned out to be really cool. So that's just the context. Keep that in mind as we talk about the team dynamics and everything. But I'd like to start with Finn. Like, please tell us what it was like, like putting the game together, like having, just tell us.
What was the top-down view like?
What was the top-down view like?
For Fog of War, it's actually a lot more fun than a normal game in terms of top-down view, because you can leave like little surprises for the players to find out later on, like a supernova in front of Rex, for instance.
Yeah, thanks for that, by the way. Yeah, it was great.
So I had a lot of fun with map creation. The original idea was I'm just going to make a random but balanced map for everyone to sort of like have a normal game. But then when I pressed the random button, it wasn't balanced and it gave me all sorts of crap. Like there was like 2 empties and like a single planet next to someone's starting home system. And I was like, okay, whoever gets that is just going to die immediately. So I gotta fix some things. What it did give me, surprisingly, was a lot of anomalies on the way to Rex. And I was like, this I can work with.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I'll have some fun with this and make all the equidistance really valuable. And then like make no one have a straight path to Rex. I'm sure this will work out pretty well. I hadn't ever seen a map like that before, so I was like, okay, this is like a sort of normal map. It's using all physical components that are normal in a game. I didn't add any extra supernovas, as I'm a fan of when making Fog of War maps. I've made 3, and I've added like 30 supernovas to make walls randomly.
Yep.
It's a 4-ring map, so. But yeah, it was a lot of fun making the map because I knew that the players would eventually figure it out. They would be like, I knew there would be a lot of complaining. There was a lot of complaining at the start about anyone having an anomaly straight in front of them. But it was fun because I knew that every other team would also be complaining about that. Whereas each team thought that they were the screwed ones. They were like, Finn, how could you do this to us? And I'm like, I did it to everyone. Except for blue and purple, who didn't know that they had a supernova. So they were fine with their... I have some slight regrets about the supernovas, but it didn't end up mattering too much.
Yeah.
For sure. Wow.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just looking
at the map
right now.
Creation, at least.
Yeah. No, I think having the anomalies on the way to Rex is the perfect kind of FU to players in this game, game mode. To be completely honest, like, yeah, in the best possible way. But excuse me, it'd have been real funny if we had gotten custodians. To be honest, like if the supernova wasn't in the way. I was on Team Purple and we got eaten.
Yep.
It was great. It was super fun. Loved every minute of it. Really, I'm not vindictive at all. I was really laid back about it. Never angered anyone with my language.
Yeah.
I was a real mature person.
Can confirm that Frox was the coolest cucumber I've ever seen in my life.
But in all actuality, I really wasn't bothered. I was mostly just like, I called someone pond scum, like stuff like that. I actually was not bothered. I was just like, it's really fun for me to be dramatic. I've taken on a new Zen mode in TI this year. I really have.
Sure.
I turned a new leaf over, unless it's with fucking Kyle.
Yeah. Oh, sure. Sure. Yeah.
Anyways.
Wow. You were saying something, Finn?
Yeah. So, funny thing about Rex is that the whole game, Team Orange sat on it, and it didn't really do anything. I mean, it was 6 influence, which is always something, but they never got an Imperial point off of it. No one ever attacked them. Nobody was concerned about it ever. None of the game focused on Rex, which I thought led to a pretty interesting game in focusing on other areas. Like there were a lot of home systems taken. There was a lot of fights over equidistance. I thought it was a pretty... Aside from Purple getting eaten at the start, everything else worked out pretty well.
Totally. Yeah, my perspective about it is that it was just like very, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. It just like felt very like flavorful, you know? Like there was just like a lot of like organic stories that were developing. And what's cool about Fog is that it really opens up your early game in a way that is unlike any other experience playing TI.
Yeah.
You're making these like other concerns, like you are like working with these uncertainties, like for instance, like is there going to be a fucking supernova in Rex? Like can we count on custodians, you know, like we can do the whole thing where we take politics and then we like try and go for it at the top of round 2, but it's also like not a guarantee in some kind of way or whatever. So it was like the early game was like everyone just like figuring out like what are we going to do, which planets are going to take, what are we going to set up. And then just like all this stuff started to happen. And like from our perspective, it's like we're just chilling in our early game. And then all of a sudden a purple carrier with 1 infantry just shows up like right next to us.
Refugees.
Yeah. Yeah. No, literally refugees. And then we learned like we were like figuring out what the hell's going on. And then JJ tells us,
sent you 7 trade goods and RA.
Yeah, exactly. And he's like
relic fragments. 3
relic fragments as well.
Totally.
Didn't that turn into Shard?
It did.
Yeah. It did. And this whole thing developed where it's like we learned like, oh, purple's about to be eliminated. And then we got lucky because, you know, we're ghosts. Like one of our first things was going to Malice, found the DMZ. So we made this
When I
deal.
saw that, I was so happy because I knew that purple would need that.
Exactly.
Because I knew purple was going to get some shit from green in like two turns.
Yep.
And
yep.
Oh, we knew it. I mean, as soon as we saw a carry at Aranam and Mir, we were like, yeah, we're done. Like we're done. Like we already knew because we looked at our board and we was like, wait. Yeah, we're dead.
And green was Soul, you know, like one of the best bruiser factions. Like,
they didn't give me an option. They gave me Cabal, Sar, no, it wasn't Necro. Who was the third?
They probably said Nalu or some shit.
Probably L1. And then they gave me Soul.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
It didn't matter. I mean, if they were going to do it, they were going to do it. I mean. Yeah.
So we figured out this whole deal, and this is one of the best memes from the game was the fishbowl. We gave in the agenda phase, we gave the DMZ to Jolnar, and then they were just like making trade goods, like figuring stuff out. All their planets were getting taken, but they had enough resources to like double tech and then just boosted us up. And also promised that they would give us support for the throne to help us win the game, and then
you took green support for the throne. By the way,
well, hey, but you guys said you were cool with it.
Yeah, but then we didn't say we were cool with that. Actually,
oh really?
We went back through the logs.
Oh really? Yeah. Oh really?
Yeah, really? Oh really? Okay. I just find it interesting that you're putting words in my mouth. Okay.
Yeah. This is all classic community game stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so it was like this whole storyline was developing with like, okay, we got this whole like entangled situation with Jolnar where we're like opening a nature preserve for all the little fishies on Malice. And then as like stuff started to develop later in the game, it's like we found like, okay, green is a huge threat. And then green got gobbled up and destroyed by what? Necro? Essentially? Or like,
yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, we promised. We literally gave Erez to Necro in that first agenda phase, and then we activated them 7 times over the course of the game.
Oh my god, dude! What? Yeah. So that's why they turned into such a monstrous
They ran out of plastic to build.
Oh my god.
They never had a shortage of plastic, that's for sure.
Okay, so because
and we gave them IE.
Oh, that's what happened. That's what happened. Okay.
Oh yeah, no, they fucked with the wrong faction. Me and JJ were like, we're not trying to survive. We're just trying to let them lose.
Oh
like,
my god.
And also, Red at the start of the game were like, okay guys, what are we going to do? This is a community game. Red was like, okay, we want to fight. Points are going to be second. Points are always going to be second to us. we are going first and foremost fight.
Oh, I love
and
that.
So they gave me all fighty factions too. I was like, okay, I'll throw them Necro. And they went into round 2 being like, okay, we got to find someone to punch. We're having some issues with blue. But then purple came in and started offering to pay them to fight. And red was like, oh yeah, this is perfect. We're being given a reason to go do what we already wanted to do.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
It's the perfect mix.
So I didn't really take a super close look at the final map. Can you tell me how many home systems Red had?
Red had 3, I believe, including their own. They had Souls, and they had
Jolnar's, right?
Ghost.
Wait.
Ghost.
Oh no, they took ours. That's right.
They had yours.
I forgot about that.
They had good plans to get 1 or 2 more. Yeah. But then a certain faction ended the game a little early.
For sure.
Well, the game was also going to end on Yellow's turn due to some shenanigans.
I will say this about my team, stellar team. Let's see if I remember. I had Hadron, had Cody TCT, had some new blood that was like really cool. Some new faces that were like
always love to see new faces.
Yeah, always love to see new people
it was
in the
great.
mix, for
Met
sure.
a cool couple of people on my team too.
For sure.
The incident.
So my team was great. Got a shout out in particular, Cody TCT, for being the star of the show, the one who was pulling so much weight and just just such a great player, lovely person in general.
Oh, absolutely. I like Cody a lot.
Oh, for sure. Our team was not just performing well, but also had, Shard come out, had all this stuff lining up, and then we were getting boosted with tech and money and all this stuff.
People throwing supports at you.
Yeah. we got the supports and everything. We had this good position of people were liking us, maybe because we were not other teams or whatever. It's you're cool and everything. And we had cooked up, and I'm using the very royal we because I was not super involved in a lot of the planning, for sure. I was mostly bullshitting, as I usually do. But we had cooked up so many different ways to win, we almost won in round 4 with this crazy fleet logistics.
Almost won, first action round 4.
Yeah, totally. It was it was a fleet logistics, ghost hero, swap this system, move in Blitz with some shit. Yeah, play Blitz to bombard to make an example, and then Jasper's team saboed the Blitz.
Blue team, NRA, by the way. We also had the legendary triple Rise of the Messiah in this game.
Oh, that was great.
Back-to-back I almost forgot about that. That was so awesome.
That was really awesome.
That was Yellow's team, right? Yellow played 2 of those, right?
Well, someone else played it first, and then we wait, how did it work? We reverse engineered
then Codex.
And then Codex. Exactly. Yeah.
So many people were like, Finn, is this legal? This is the 3rd time. And a lot of joy being like, yes, this is hard.
This is actually legal. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So funny. So we
definitely.
Yeah, we almost won so many times, and then we had it locked up on our turn where we were going to fleet log, play warfare, lift this token, because we had lost Shard at this point, but we were going to bombard Red's Mirage. So we were going to bombard, make an example, take the planet, get Shard for the 10th point. It was locked up, and they put a PDS on there, but we had disable in our hand. You know what I mean? It was this
no
whole
one had a
thing.
Zabo. No one had a Zabo.
You're telling me it was locked up, and then orange won. I don't think we said that yet, but orange won. And did they get an action phase also, or was it just a direct?
Oh no, we gave them. We fed them Destroy Their Greatest Ship.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah.
You motherfuckers.
Purple was feeding a lot of people.
We were a golden corral with fish fillets out there for everyone, buddy. You thought you were special. You were just one of the rest, my man.
I did think I was special.
Yellow was not special.
Oh my god.
No, listen. There was salad. We were a fucking salad buffet. You came in for the green. We were paying you to be there.
For sure. I do have to give a shout out. I feel like I got a little too just like sad on my boy JJ, and I just specifically in our secret chat just said something like, you know, like you shouldn't feel bad about this or whatever, but you should feel bad about not winemaking ya boy, dude. So apologies to JJ, you know, it's like, obviously it's not all up to him. It's a whole team thing, and that's the beauty of community game. That is the beauty of it.
I can verify that in round 4, JJ went to bat for yellow team. Okay, JJ was like, I'm not deciding it, guys, but here's my case for why yellow team should get our support.
He did do that.
He made a good case, but the rest of purple team did not like that you had green support.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Specifically, Jazz was very against it, I think.
Jazz! Oh, Jazz. What?
Yeah, Uranus didn't like it either much. And then I was on the fence, but I did see like the logic behind it. You know how spiteful I am.
Oh, sure. Oh,
yeah.
Oh, I know. Wow. It was just wild. Are there any other teams that we did not talk about? Let's see.
We haven't talked about Blue much.
Haven't talked about Blue a whole lot. Yeah.
Blue was chaotic.
That's what Jasper. I know Jasper the best that was on that team. That's quite. Yeah, they were very mercurial from what I was hearing. Like they just kept going one way, then shifting another, and yeah. Does that seem about right, Finn?
Allowed.
Yeah, they had like maybe 5 active voices on it, and they were all coming from slightly different places on what they wanted.
Okay.
So sometimes it came down to like who was online, and I felt bad because normally I don't like to pressure a team if they seem not united. But this game, I was trying to keep it on pace. So sometimes I pushed Blue to make a decision, and not everyone was on, and they made decisions that other members did not like. So
for sure,
oh man,
a little unfortunate at times. But.
For sure,
yeah.
So that's where those memes were coming from, where it's like, oh, my teammate just made the dumbest move. Like,
yeah, yeah.
There were some heated debates going on.
Yeah,
even round 1.
Oh wow,
goodness.
Well, NRA round 1's a little tricky.
Oh, totally.
So,
totally.
I will say that. I mean, they have carriers starting everything. It's just about like mobility, and in these slices, mobility was needed, but unfortunately.
I made sure to give them a blue skip, okay? After I found out they were NRA, I was like, okay, I'm going to put Arkan Vale, or however you pronounce it.
Okay, that's great. That's very nice, actually. Why didn't you help us? I'm joking. Give us something. Just something.
I gave you Primor. That's great for Joel.
You gave us Susan as a neighbor. That's what you gave us, Finn. You gave us the gift of a fucking death sentence.
Susan was barely active.
I know.
Susan was on like for 3 sentences in round 1, and then just booked it because they have a life.
Oh yeah. It's tax season. Homie does tax stuff.
I think Susan is an accountant, and it's tax season.
Yeah. No, for sure. And the other, I mean, honestly, like we've been. It's entirely our fault. We got eaten for multiple reasons. We refreshed only green, and we bought relic fragments off of them, and they used every single one of those dollars to come at us.
Yeah. Yeah,
so, and I was fine with the refresh, but I told them, I was like, why would we buy their relic fragments when we get no value out of them this round at all? Let's buy them beginning of next round if we're going to do that, because all they're going to do is take that money and build with it. Like, we get no benefit. Yeah, so it was, yeah.
I blame Yellow Team a little for not sending the destroyer to the empty near you. They instead sent the destroyer to the gate for some reason.
Yes.
And that caused a whole lot of problems because Julnar's only neighbor wanted to eat them, and Julnar had trade.
Yeah.
I do blame Yellow a little for not filling out their slice.
For sure. But that's the funny thing about Fog is that you're making these decisions with like such a lack of information. And
I mean, look at all these little stories that pop up too. I like that a lot because I had no idea what was going on. I was in the fishbowl, so like we really didn't care about what was going on around the map much, besides what was going on in the little green corner of things. But I like there were so many stories I'm learning about now. Like while we're talking,
Oh, absolutely. It's fascinating. And something else that's really funny about Fog, and I'm like in a handful of Fog of War games on the server, and we should like get into talking more about like what that whole server is about, and like really plug it for the audience and everything. But
definitely,
But what's fascinating for me about Fog is that if you're really sticking to the spirit of things, like you can't talk about it. It's like the first rule of Fight Club is you don't talk about Fight Club.
That is true.
Like, and it's funny, and it's funny making memes too. Like, and I've we've got this whole game that's like kind of like an in-house beautiful people club. It's almost like a miniature community game almost. And JJ's been popping off with the memes, and then he's just like he's like posting these memes, and then we have to go in and just like tear it down and be like, gotta wait till agenda phase, man. You gotta wait.
He's just jumping the gun over here.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's so good.
You can't talk about it because like you gotta preserve the mystery and the fog, and that's why I felt like we couldn't even interview you or like do this episode or anything until after the game was done. It's just like the way it works.
Thankfully the game did end pretty soon.
Oh yeah,
it went pretty fast. 2 weeks. So
it was the fastest community game ever, dude.
That is insane, actually. And I was checked out for like 6 straight days after Green was eliminated. I was like, oh yeah, I have no purpose anymore. Jazz, take over.
Wow.
I think we got through round 1 in 1 day and round 2 in 1 day as well. And the game only lasted 4.5 rounds. So we slowed down after that. And I think in the future we should generally not do a round a day. People get left behind a little too much.
Oh, totally, yeah.
Yeah,
I had several people messaging me, including Holy Teaspoon, and they're like, I can't keep up with this game, Finn. Take me out.
Yeah, like that Nomad game, one where we're on Team Nomad, was that game 5?
I think that was 5.
Yeah, I was at a wedding, and I was out of town for 4 days, and like I come back, and it's like middle of round 3, and I'm like, what the fuck happened, guys? Like, this is a disaster. I don't even want to play. And Cages had already checked out, and they had been the leading voice, so it was just like Brass fucking screwing around with some thumbtacks. Like, I think the quick pace can be bad for like the asynchronous stuff at times, to be honest, just because, especially if you want to keep a large scale and larger engagement, you have to find that sweet spot between going too fast and too slow.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I can't blame anyone for like being too far on one end of the spectrum or another. It's like a really hard thing to dial in, But for me, it's like there definitely is that sweet spot where it's like you have enough time for people to discuss like what the move is going to be. You have enough, but it's also fast enough where people are still staying engaged and they're not checking out just because it's like, oh, nothing has happened for like this amount of time. And then also, most importantly, you got to have enough time for the memes to percolate and for people to make the memes and everything. And like, because it's like on top of like all this, everything, and then the actual playing of the game, there's all of the like stories and inside jokes and all sorts of things. Like how many like more widespread jokes have specifically come out of community game. You know, I'm thinking like Stroder, I'm thinking Semlor, I'm thinking Semlor getting Stellar converted, you know what I mean? It's like we wouldn't have these things if like, you know, it did not like bubble up organically in the process of like people just spending time with the game, you know?
Yeah.
Totally.
Hard agree.
Totally.
Not much to, it's a love letter right there.
Memes that makes.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty much the only reason I do it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, and each team kind of gets their own language too. I don't know. It's like you know, you're hanging out with your friend group for that whole time there, and you're like talking to these people, and you have your own shorthand for everything, and it's
and that's the other thing.
Like popping the balloon from game 2.
I'm always surprised how loyal people are to their team even after like 2 days, because like I try when a team's getting hammered, I'm like, do you want to switch teams? Like I can make that work, and then nobody wants to do it. They'd rather sit out the game than play with some other team.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think because they feel a strong association to the team, and they couldn't feel that same association to a different team in the same
Well, I mean,
game.
you had like your own plan, you know, like just completely go away. It's hard to just jump into, you know, you don't start watching a show in the middle of the season, you know?
Sure. Yeah.
Like,
and
the emotional investment's just gone.
And that's the other really important thing to point out, is that it's all on top of everything else. It is this social experience, and you know, it's like I don't mind a longer game if that means that I'm like hanging out with these cool people for like a longer amount of time. You know, it's like that's just as enjoyable. But Finn, I want to switch gears a little bit. Please tell us everything about this this server that you have created. So it's essentially for people that are in the know, that are already on like the async server. This is like a sister server, I guess is what I would say, that really had like, it's necessary for it to exist because the async server has been hitting like channel limits, like whatever thread limits, like, you know, it like is completely at capacity. So the idea of running Fog of War games on the async server is just untenable.
Yeah,
it came up because as originally thought out, Fog of War, each game needed like 20 channels, and as you were saying, the async server has been hitting limit after limit after limit in terms of what is possible to make on there. And so I would feel guilty making a Fog of War game because of those limits, but people kept wanting to play Fog of War, mostly because Brass, you were part of it, the initial experiment run by Holy Teaspoon 9 months ago.
Oh yeah, it was a long time ago.
Oh my god.
I blame Expendable in particular because he won one of the games.
It's true.
And he just never forgot that. So he would talk about it occasionally, and people would hear about it, and they're like, "Okay, when's the next Fog of War game, Holy Teaspoon?" And like, okay, I love those games, but they were also so much work. It was like as much work as running community game, but it's like doubled because you had to do moves for like each player. It was always waiting on the GM to pass the turn, and like it needed basically 24-hour attention or the game would move at a snail's pace. So I just couldn't do that, and Holy Teaspoon didn't really have the time either. So I came up with a new method which relied less on the GM and more on the players to do extra work, because I was like, okay, it's a little unfair for the GM to have to do 6 players' work, so let's do this new formula of 6 players doing their own work, but twice. So we have a master map and then an individual map and the players would update both. They were just blind on the master map, and they had sight on the individual map. And we ran that in Fog of War server for like maybe 5, 6, 7 games before we finally got the devs online. We got the devs into one of those games, and they hated the amount of work we made them do. finally we got some bot implementation of fog vision, and it's super cool. It's like
it's great.
It's
a
so smooth.
Async game, except like the tiles are all cloudy, and it's like, wow. The first time I saw it, I was like, I didn't even know they could do this. Like, and he whipped it up in like a day.
Yeah,
like, I was floored, and Jazz especially has been doing a lot of improvements on it.
Jazz
past few weeks.
Boo.
It's just amazing how far we've come in terms of making the players do less and the bot more. And I always feel guilty because they're volunteers, and I keep asking them to, hey, can you implement this because players are saying this is cumbersome. And they're like, okay, maybe.
Well, for them, it's like, I mean, if you're coding, like, you like coding, right? Like, I don't know. It's kind of, you're like making a new toy.
I hope so, because I don't like coding. I took several comp sci classes in college, so I know how to code. I just don't like doing it. I will do it for some passion projects. Like, I will figure out a way to comb through this statistics to form pretty charts, but I won't enjoy it.
Yeah,
I understand. I understand. I really understand.
He totally gets it. He totally gets it for sure.
Fog of War has grown a lot. We now have like 22 games running, and we can probably fit up to 60. So I never imagine it to be like a full sibling to the async. I kind of want to just get the weirdos, the eccentrics who want to play some weird formula and like feed off their energy and run a much smaller scale than the main server. That's the way I don't have to worry about hitting those limits all the time that the main server hits. And this way I can also sort of like keep all the games consistent. Like right now I answer random questions, and as long as the games don't spiral into the hundreds, that should still remain feasible.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, you know, like, not to like burst your bubble in that way or whatever, but I feel like it's getting really popular. I mean, like, what's happening right now as we're recording? Matt and Hunter are playing a Fog of War game on TTPG, you know?
I'm really interested in how that works too. Maybe I'll check out
it's really cool. Like, I just tuned in like literally just for like 20 seconds just to be like, oh, let me see what this looks like. And it's like, so the way it works is that you've got like, if you have vision on the tiles, then they're the regular size. If you don't have vision on the tile, then it's like a much smaller version of the tile. So you can see like what system it is. So you can see like, oh, it's like, this is Abaddon, Astroth, Loki or whatever. And then there's a button on it that says activate. But like, but you don't see any units on it, you know? And then I imagine...
Okay, so it's like, you know every tile that is on the map, but you do not know
what's in
what it could be in there.
What's in it, exactly.
That's how we started with one of our first games. We had a known map on the Fog server, and like every player just didn't know what unit.
That's like a landmine, man. That's what that one. That's not Fog of War. That's like the landmine or something. Like
Minesweeper.
It does solve a lot of questions. Like, what happens if I activate a foggy system and it's a supernova? Like a lot of people on the Fog server think that the ships blow up, but I just think you shouldn't be allowed to move there.
Oh, no. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. The ships blow up? No, that doesn't make any sense. Because
I mean, like, logically, yes. Like, if we were, like, in full storytelling mode.
For sure.
But, like, cost-benefit analysis, you would have to play conservative, and it would slow games down. To a crawl. Anyways.
I mean, here's the cool thing about it is that there are, like, so many different ways that you could do it, and you could just like spend hours and hours just like debating the merits of like, should we do it this way, should we do it this way, like how much of the fog should we preserve, should it be like full fog, or should we like make concessions here and there to like actually make certain processes easier on the players. How are we going to handle like this specific component in this way or that way? Like, you could just spin out like so many different versions of like, this is full fog, this is like half fog, this is light fog, you know, like however you want to do it. And I'm really interested to see like what becomes like more standardized, like as this whole thing grows and whatever. But the whole thing, it's so exciting to me. Like, it's so exciting, and it just is fresh, and it's fun, and it's really flavorful, and it feels like, I don't know, it's just like the most exciting way to play the game for me right now,
It is a little slower, I noticed, than a normal async game. Partly because players, I don't know, in a normal game, you can see someone else make a move and you can think about the implications that has on your coming turn.
Oh yeah.
Wait, do people actually do that? Y'all don't just have pre-programmed this is what I'm accomplishing this round. That's it. Oh wow, damn, y'all are way better than me.
Yeah.
In a fog game, though, you don't even get. You don't get information on what other players are doing, so sometimes a long stretch of time can go before you think about the game again. And then it takes your mind a little time to be like, oh, what was I thinking about this game? What was going on? Okay, I don't really have enough information to work out if this is if I was making a normal decision, I would base this decision off X, Y, and Z, except now X is unknown, Y is unknown, and Z is unknown. So what do? I have to find a new way of making these decisions. So it's like a new way of thinking for people and a new way of playing async.
Yeah.
Also, there are the edge cases where they're like, how does this work? It's basically alliance mode, except times 3 in terms of how many problems it has.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
I just heard yesterday, though, I imagine it's been in the works for quite a while, that Wecker has a rule set for Fog that I would be very interested in checking out.
Absolutely.
And
I'm sure you should.
maybe it's much better than the one we're currently using. And I'm also very excited for whenever Wecker fully releases Froggy, which I hear can run Fog of War.
Yeah, totally.
I don't think it's fully done yet, but whenever it is, I could definitely see this whole server, if Froggy could support it. If they sync, it would be amazing. I don't know.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I don't know where Wrecker Froggy's project is at right now. But I'm very excited for whenever it releases.
So we talked about it last episode, actually.
Yeah.
And essentially he had put a lot of work into it, and there was this whole period of time, right before Game 6, where he was just fully intending, okay, I'm just going to do the final steps, and then here we go. And then something broke with Froggy, where Froggy had a lot of trouble, I don't know, essentially with putting all the units in the right place or whatever, or it was this whole image rendering deal. And
it was an image rendering issue.
Yeah, totally. So it was just enough of a problem where he was oh, well, I really don't have the time to fix this in time. So what I'm going to do instead is a just massive homebrew explosion game. I'm just going to do this massive homebrew project. And that, as we talked about last episode, was fascinating in very many ways. So I am also holding out hope for Froggy. I have very soft, loving feelings about Froggy. And whenever I see Froggy show up, I say, good Froggy, good bot. I love you, so
that's how we dream about Electric Sheep, man. I don't know if we need to be doing that too much, to be honest.
Totally, but Froggy already does a lot of work, Yeah,
he does.
It already does a lot of work, and I'm excited to see that come to fruition in a larger way.
No, definitely. But
yeah.
The
Fog server had been underway for a few months at that point, and people were well, what do we do for the next community game? And, the Fog of War server was working okay, so I thought it would be fine for community plays TI. And I think it went pretty well, though.
Yeah.
I don't know about. We'll see what the future games are.
Sure.
Yeah, I was going to ask. That was going to segue to my question. Was going to be I know there's a poll up now.
Oh, is there?
And what we should play next.
Do you not read the welcome You have that muted?
I don't know if I have it muted.
A hell of the 2 days. I was very intoxicated going to the restroom when I noticed this poll. So,
for sure.
Brass, it's okay.
Oh, I was in the fucking trenches.
I have like aversion to pinging everyone. I hate when people ping me.
Oh, I love it. I wish I could just only ping everyone.
Yeah.
I never
not just the person I'm talking to.
Also, I got like enough responses on the poll that I didn't feel like I had to ping everyone.
Sure.
Yeah, there's a pretty healthy amount on there for sure. But,
yeah.
Yeah, but what do you want, Finn? Like, if you were going to play in the next one, like, what kind of game would you want?
If I was going to play with in the next one, I would totally want a weird fog map. I'm currently in one fog game run by Expendable. It's great. It is going a little slow for my taste. So I would love like a weird map which goes at a decent pace.
When you say weird, do you mean like unbalanced or like?
Expendable loves the extra supernovas, dude. He fucking loves.
He loves the nebulas. The nebula.
Those are worse than supernovas because they give you hope.
Yes.
Yeah.
And in the Expendables game, if you see nebulas, it's very possible that Rex is right behind 3 of them. So it's like, if you don't go there, you will feel like you may be missing something crucial.
Oh my goodness,
and,
dude.
You don't know where Rex is. It's 4 rings, so it's huge, but it's still 6-player. And it's got hyper lanes everywhere. So like one of those weird maps where you have like no idea where everyone is, where you're going. You're just kind of vibing in the universe, trying to find Rex.
That sounds
You're
great.
Trying not to die.
Yeah.
I've been trying not to die totally. Yeah.
For sure. I'm in Expendables running a game that I'm in, and let's see if I can get everyone. It's like kind of like an all-star cast. We got Tertero, Holy Teaspoon, Matt, Big Al. I just met Big Al recently. And myself and who's the 6th one? I'm kind of blanking on it.
Is it Moose?
It's Moose. Exactly.
I got invited to be in this game.
Totally. You're missing out, man. It's kind of wild. I mean, obviously,
I have no time for anything
for sure
right now.
I can't talk about it right now, but it's like getting really spicy. And I've seen a decent portion of this map so far, and I cannot fucking figure it out. Like I cannot. I cannot figure out. There's like, the hyperlanes. There's like all sorts of weird little situations where it's like, okay, I'm in this system. Like I've got this chain of systems that's like system and then like the curved hyperlane that doesn't like, it only goes to one other system.
Yeah.
And then that system chains with a single hyperlane to this other one.
Oh my God.
So there's like this whole like topography.
You're like on a Hot Wheels racetrack.
Yeah, no, exactly. So it's like that's going in one direction. I've got like a wall of supernovas, like why do I need a wall of them, like multiple. It's just so wacky. It's so wacky. Yeah. But I think that's what Finn is trying to talk about, where it's like, well, that's the kind of map that I want, and it's fun, like it's fun to like not be able to figure out what the hell is going on with this map.
It's fun not knowing what to expect, and I think that spiced TI up for me too.
Yeah,
I'll definitely keep an eye on and talk to people about it. I have no time right now. But anyways, moving on.
Sure.
I've played a lot of normal TI, and I'm like, I'm phasing out of it. I'm moving on to other games sometimes, but I can really fit in like a weird game of TI because that's still very interesting. But in terms of running the next community game, probably going to go back to a normal game for the next one. Just because. It's not
I think
not
it's the will
what
of
the
the people.
majority may vote for, but like the majority will stomach it. Basically.
It's like we wanted Frosted Flakes, but you gave us Bran Flakes. I get it,
I mean, it's always good to have a palate cleanser. That's what I think is like a really.
Well, I think the engagement numbers are got to be higher during the normal games. To be completely honest with you.
Sure.
Like more people are engaged with the game because they can understand it. Like you can walk away from a normal game, come back 4 days later, and know what's going on. Whereas like a Fog or a Franken game, you're like, I'm lost.
Lost. Yeah.
Also, I'm hoping Codex 4 may be released by then, so that will be like enough weirdness. Like, they come out around Easter, right? And the next
Is it every year though?
Interesting.
It is every year. Every year it's come out in like April.
Wow.
Oh wow, oh my god, that's like a week and a half, 2 weeks away.
Okay, well, hey, no pressure.
I'm hoping.
Yeah, no pressure.
I mean,
Dane.
I don't have any inside info, but like,
let me get Dane on the line.
Yeah, no, totally.
Yeah, let me just
somebody ping Dane. Fucking
it just happens to be around when like a month after the last one ended. So
yeah,
I'm hopeful.
For sure.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
But,
so I think we should get like wrapping up here, and I want to start this whole conclusion by just telling a story because you mentioned the very genesis of the Fog of War experiment that happened on the async server, and actually I've got really fond memories of this game because that was how Spoon reeled me in, is that I was like avoiding the async server for a little while, and I was like, I don't know if I want to like get that into it necessarily. I don't know. And I was just like really waffling. And then Spoon was like, you have to join this server. Like, I'm running this Fog of War game. Like, I want you to play. You have to check it out. And I was like, oh, okay. All right. I will. And it was only a 4-player game. I end up with Xcha, which was pretty cool, pretty fun. And I, obviously didn't really know what I was doing at all. And like trade popped, and I was like, well, I'm a 4-commodity faction, and I don't know what else I'm going to follow necessarily with these objectives. So yeah, I'll follow trade. Why not? And then immediately I'm like, this is a huge mistake. This, like, I have no idea if I'm going to meet anyone. Like, I'm probably...
And you're extra.
Money. Yeah, and I'm extra, so, like, I don't have great mobility or whatever. Like, what the fuck am I doing? Blah, blah, blah. So, and it was going slow, right? So this is, like, a days-long process where I've got, like, 4 commodities burning a hole in my pocket, and I don't know what I'm going to do with it. And then, lo and behold, I run into... guess who? Manatee. And
yep.
I run into Manatee, and
best person to run into.
Honestly. Yes.
Oh, amazing.
Oh, well,
amazing.
In real life too.
So lovely.
Yeah. Beautiful human being.
Yeah.
Oh, in fog, definitely.
So I run into Manatee. This is the first time that I met him, like, at all. So we get our little private thread going on. So it's just like myself and Manatee and then Spoon watching all of this beautiful friendship unfold. And then I find out that he's Sardak, and I'm like, oh my God, are you kidding me? I will buy Teklar. I will buy your alliance. Like, so it's like we have this great trading relationship. And then we proceed to just like our whole private thread was just like 90% having nothing to do with the game at all. And just
That's
like,
lovely.
and just like us hanging and like Spoon like kept making comments about it. Like, you guys are just having the time of your fucking lives over here, aren't you? Like,
yeah.
Yeah. And, I ended up not winning that game. Manatee didn't win either. But we just like had such an absolute blast, and honestly, that's like that whole experience. And by the way, I think it was PBD, what, like 34. That's right.
Between 34 and 36.
Yeah. Totally. So we're talking like, what? We're into like the 300s now.
No, Brass, we're in 420.
Oh,
you and I are in 420.
That's right. We're in 420.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot.
How could you forget?
420, 69, baby. Yes.
Baby.
So we're already on 420, and this was 34. So this was like very early on in the whole situation, but that whole story will live on for me as like one of my most fond TI memories of all time.
Yeah.
Just hanging out with Manatee in the fog. It was fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then what were you going to say, buddy?
Hopefully some people got similar memories from the community game. Probably not any purple team members,
Not any purple team.
We had a really good time. Honestly, I had like 3 really close friends in the chat with me already, and I met a few other cool kids. It was no complaints on the purple team. Definitely don't regret getting butt hurt though. But Finn, I really appreciate you, man. It's been fun playing this silly game with you. Fun talking about the game with you guys. Sorry I was a little low energy today. I'm 32 years old, and it's St. Patrick's Day weekend.
Yep. Say no more.
Yeah.
Say no more. Yeah. Finn, anything else you want to tell the folks at home?
Yeah, I just want to share one story. My favorite moment from the game was when Blue stellar converted one of Green's last planets. I liked it because it was so perfect and useful. Like, I've seen tons of people get stellar converter and it'd be like, oh, what am I going to do with this? I guess maybe I'll blow up this planet. But this was so perfect because, first of all, it was defended by yellow with assault cannon, dimensional splicer, like maybe a destroyer or 2 in there. It had a fleet defending it. And yellow was counting on that fleet to defend that one planet. In their team channel, they were like, this is the one planet we have protected.
Yep.
And blue in their team channel was like, we have a dread on Malice. As long as yellow doesn't move the wormhole for any reason, we can blow that up at any point.
That's so funny.
Just seeing those 2 simultaneous team chats really made my day for like, it was at least like 2 or 3 days. Because I knew that yellow was in total ignorance of the danger that their support was in. Because they needed green support to win.
Oh, we knew it was gone for a while. We knew Green was eliminated at the beginning of that round. Everyone was like,
but yellow was like, we have this one last planet that we're protecting. Meanwhile, Blue was like, oh yeah, we have our guns lined whenever we want.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
It's perfect.
Absolutely wild. Absolutely wild, bro.
That was, Dave, really, thanks for bringing that up, man. I forgot about the beautiful stellar converter. Oh my lord.
And may there be many more beautiful stellar converters in community game.
Just not against my team.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
All right. Well,
Finn, Brass, been fun hanging out, man.
It's been
anytime, man.
It's been a lovely time. Come on back anytime. You know, always happy to talk about community game now that we're getting back into the groove of talking about community game. And Frox, I think it's time to we'll figure something out. We'll figure something out.
It's time. Hey, later, guys.
Later.
Wonderful day.
Let's chill with Brian.
I am back from my 10-minute ban to say that my previous ban was total BS. Chat is stinky. Brass sows chaos to make everyone's chance to win lower, including his own. Green Tech bad. Frox is Lord Farquaad. I play public disgrace when last pick picks tech. Cages is so cheerful they make me self-conscious. Wecker's real age is somewhere between 11 and 65. EJ is as skilled at hockey and disc golf as he is at TI4. Friendship ended with Billy. Now Jazz Hands is my best friend. How does this help Mantis win? Let's go over to JJ's Tech Hut. Through Dane, all things are possible. Big Al is brewing a stew. We could win this scenario right now, but I haven't drawn my other delve, played refine, or filled my second embezzled treasure yet. I'm taking this turn off so we can blight to scale. You sunk my Scrabble ship. I put my son is also named Bort in this copy pasta without pinging him. Just because it's a die roll during combat does not mean it is a combat roll. This game we love is so dumb. Pax Magnifica. Bellum Glory Orange, you glad I didn't say banana?